Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Christopher Ellicott, and as Registrar of Bath Spa University, it's my huge pleasure, on behalf of the Chancellor, Vice-chancellor, and the Board of Governors, to welcome you all, graduating students and guests, to the forum for this graduation ceremony today. The auditorium in which you were sitting was originally built as a cinema and was the last great super cinema of its day to be built. It was opened by the Marquis of Bath in 1934, and as you can see, it was built in the Art Deco style, which has been faithfully preserved. It has grade 2-star listing, which means it's regarded by English Heritage as a particularly important building of more than special interest. It's the 4th largest performance venue in the southwest of England, and we're very grateful to Bath Forum Limited for their help in bringing the ceremonies here this year. I know that I can speak for everyone at the university when I say that this is a very special day in the university calendar, as the whole university community comes together to celebrate the achievement of students who are about to be confirmed as graduates of Bath Spa University. But today is not just about graduating students. We know how important it is for students to receive support from their family and friends during what can be a particularly demanding time in their lives. The university therefore recognises and salutes the important supporting role played by all of you here, which has made today possible. And as this is the last ceremony of our summer graduation event, can I just take the opportunity to thank a few people who've worked very hard to make this event possible. I'd like to thank the stewards and ushers who have worked in stiflingly hot conditions at times over the last 3 days, the staff who hand your certificates to you, and 2 people in particular, Sarah Foster, who works all year round to make sure graduation runs smoothly, and Simon Boyce, who has helped organise the registration for several years and whose last ceremony this is. So thank you to everyone who has helped organise these ceremonies. Okay, I'm now going to run through what will happen at the ceremony. In a few moments, I'll ask you to stand for the entry of the academic procession, and you should remain standing until the Chancellor takes his seat at the centre of the stage behind me, at which point you all sit down. After the Deputy Vice-Chancellor's welcome address, we move to the presentation of awards to graduates. Graduate students will be directed by stewards and ushers to queue to the side of the stage to my left, and their names will be checked twice to make sure that they are who we think they should be. And once at the side of the stage, once they've got to the top of the steps, my colleague doing the final check will place her hand in the small of each student's back and gently propel them across the stage here, where they will be greeted by the Chancellor and shake hands with him. As you leave the stage, graduates, to this side, you will be given your certificate at the bottom of the steps. If there are any problems with your certificates at all, please come to the registration area on floor 2 afterwards, and we will sort them out. After you've collected your certificate, you go right round to the back of the auditorium and then down and back to your seat. But as I said, there will be stewards and ushers pointing the way for you all along, and we've not lost anyone yet. After the presentations, the Chancellor will speak, and then a graduating student will deliver the valedictory address. And then at the very end of the ceremony, I'll ask you to stand for the academic procession, and you should remain standing until first the academic procession and then the graduate procession have left the auditorium. Guests in the stalls may wish to use this exit door to my right, which is a direct way out onto the street, and you can then go round to the front door. And similarly, in the circle, there is a door to the right at the back, which is the quickest way out, because I would ask guests to remain where they are until the graduates are all out of the auditorium. We have film up there at the moment. That won't be on while you're crossing the stage. These cameramen here will be filming you. Look straight ahead into the camera. That's the money shot. So keep looking that way. And you can buy DVDs afterwards, or you can order them in the lobby if you haven't already done so. Finally, a few short domestic announcements. We do have trained first aid staff here, so if anyone needs assistance, please just attract the attention of a steward. In the highly unlikely event of us having to evacuate the building, please proceed to the nearest fire exit, where a member of staff will direct you out of the building. And finally, please ensure that your mobile phones are switched to silent. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I do hope you all enjoyed the ceremony, and if you would now please stand, we will await the entry of the academic procession. Chancellor, distinguished guests, graduates, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, I call upon the Deputy Vice-Chancellor of Bath Spa University, Professor Neil Samuels, to open this graduation ceremony.
Friends, graduands, colleagues, Chancellor, a very warm welcome to the Bath Spa University summer graduations. And colleagues, please feel free to remove your hats. We're delighted to be able to hold our ceremony in this splendid setting, and very grateful to the staff in the forum, and also to those in the university who work so hard to bring off such a complicated event. A particular thanks to our musicians, the Premier Brass Quintet. And I myself will strike a musical note later. That's just to keep my colleagues on their toes. We are here to celebrate the fantastic achievements of our graduating students. Each degree accomplished comes with a narrative of hard work, late nights, panicked visits to the library, but also a growing sense of confidence and capability. Very few of us emerge unchanged from the process of studying for a degree, and indeed we shouldn't, or it wouldn't have served its purpose. As with any life-changing event or rite of passage, you can't imagine it until you've done it, and then everything is altered. You can't go back. You are now different. Can I invite our graduates to just take a moment to reflect on what they've been through? You should be enormously proud of yourselves and all that you have accomplished. None of us, especially those of us here to celebrate with you on the platform, think it was easy. That was a deliberate pause. Although studying for and receiving a degree is a highly individual achievement, it is accomplished with the support of friends and family, some of whom are here to celebrate with you today. In a moment, I would like to ask you to stand up and to give a big round of applause to those who helped you to get this far, both those who are in the room and those who could not be here in person, but are definitely thinking about you now. Okay? If you would, please stand and thank your family, friends, and supporters. No need to stand up again, but I would also like you to join me in thanking the staff who've taught you and those who've supported you in other ways through your studies. This is a group of outstanding academics and professionals who have you, their students, always at the heart of what they do. They work late hours, and many of them, and are as delighted with your attainments as you are. Please thank them now with me. This is a high point in the university calendar, a day of great joy and some sadness. A university is a community of learners, nothing more and nothing less. And you've been a central part of that community. When you go, the community is diminished. While we would have it no other way than that you graduate and move on, you leave a big gap. And we are, in some senses, sorry to say goodbye. But keep in touch. You are always part of the Bath Spa community. If we can help you in any way in future, let us know. We would love to hear about your successes and stories in the coming years. And it is a community to be very proud of. Our roots stretch deep back into the 1850s. And since that time, some of Britain's finest artists and teachers have worked with us. But we are a university of the 21st century, designed to meet the challenges of a post-industrial, highly volatile, and rapidly changing world. You graduate into uncertain times, but we hope you now have the skills to not just to survive, but to thrive in that world, and the values too. Because studying for a degree is not just about what you learn, but how you learn and why. And you are now ready to make a contribution that cannot be measured in tax receipts alone. I want to end with a sort of benediction, blessing. Some words from a Nobel laureate, Bob Dylan. Oscar Wilde said, "Youth is the one gift worth having." He also said, "But it's wasted on the young." Do not waste it. What Wilde meant was that youth is a frame of mind rather than a matter of age. Youth is about challenge, excitement, making things happen, making a difference. So these are some good wishes from Bob Dylan for graduates today, whatever age you are. It's from a song from a rather brilliant album called Planet Waves, and I'm not going to sing it, but listen closely, because I think the words are appropriate for a community of makers. Makers not just of objects, but of the future. May your hands always be busy. May your feet always be swift. May you have a strong foundation when the winds of changes shift. May you build a ladder to the stars and climb on every rung. And may you stay forever young. Well done, graduates. Enjoy your day. You have earned it, and I congratulate you all. We now move to the presentation of awards to graduates of Bath Spa University, and I invite the Chancellor, Jeremy Irons, to receive graduates, first of all, one graduate from the College of Liberal Arts, and then those from the School of Art and Design.
Chancellor, I present the following candidate for Bachelor of Science with Honours in Creative Computing Gaming, Hassan Iliev.
Chancellor, I present the following candidates for the Foundation Degree in Fashion and Textiles Design. Lauren Emily Alicia Hicks. Sarah Parker. Saffron Power Trundle.
Chancellor, I present the following candidates for the award of Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Fashion Design. Olivia Grace Beckett. Jack Brian Capstick. George Eric Clark. Rachel Comrie. Camilla Juliette de la Poor Beresford. Anna Megan Fuller. Olivia Anania. Alice Tressa Honeychurch. Jill Hindman. Matilda Rose Garland Limes. Sophie Victoria MacDonald. Connor James McCann. Elizabeth Dorothy Mary May Midwinter. Tessa Elizabeth Pritchard. Jessica Lillian May Purdy. Jessica Poi Ting Tang. Charlotte Rebecca Weaver. Bethany Rose Williams.
Chancellor, I present the following candidates for the award of Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Contemporary Arts Practice: Victoria Ashdown and Harriet Lottie Bronwyn Richings. Hannah Nazreen Berkosani. Catherine Valerie Michaelmas Bowen. Shauna Carmelina Brown. Paige Bullock. Hannah K. Butcher. Abigail Coombs. Megan Elizabeth Custons Cole. Katie Jane Gray Dawes. Michael Anthony De Cosimo. Molly Adele Dixon. Jack Robert Fieldhouse. Grace Lydia Giddings. Faye Hadfield. Ashley James Hallett. Amelia Madeleine Hart. Chise Izuka. Abigail Louise James. Olivia Eve Jenkins. Rulan Jin. Felicity Ann Jowett. Alexandra Claire Littlehales. Lucinda Ching Hei Mok. Melanie Pafitis. Rose Emily Parkinson. Alicia Patterson. Harriet Alice Poulter. Bethany Grace Savage. Brooke Amy Simpson. Ellie Gillian Sims. Sally Briar Taylor. Koji Sukada. Nathan Robert van der Velde. Lenka Marianne Wilkinson. Julia Paulina Zajac. And Yuling Zhang. Chancellor, I present the following candidate for the award of Bachelor of Arts with Honour in Creative Arts, Philomena Mumo Wilkinson.
Chancellor, I present the following candidates for the award of Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Fine Art. Hannah Francesca Ball. Edward Lewis Brocklehurst. Elliot Taylor Carey. Kelsey Cruz Martin. Sophie Jenna Danby. Hannah Dance. Rosemary Dornette Dupre. Sophie Marie Dodd. Zoe Christine Douglas. Eleanor Grace Dunning. Jake Ray Thomas Elston. Pace Frith. Hugh Joseph Hanham Goodfellow. Seren Gwanwyn Hawley Plows. William Michael Hughes. Kate Lauren Dupe. Lauren Lloyd Evans. Shani Amara McFarlane Martin. Vivian Leslie Meadows. Elizabeth Jane Membry. Bethany Catherine Morris. Holly Nichols. Akiko Agawa. Alex Riley Orton. Georgina Alicia Oxnard. Rebecca Louise Putney. Alicia Helen Ridley. Patricia Savary de Beauregard. Ellen Elizabeth Scott. Katie Lauren Sims. Caitlin Sunderland. Sophie Jessica Upham. Nicola Ann Vita. Sasha Viney. Amber Violet Ward. Anna Ellen Elizabeth Weeks.
Chancellor, I present the following candidates for the award of Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Graphic Communication. Beverly Ann Acton. Harriet Rose Allen. William Michael Bayford. Patrick Charles Augustus Benjamin. Rebecca Bishop. Sarah Elizabeth Bolanos Spencer. Timothy William Bridgewood. Mitchell Brock. Jordan Brudenell. Annabelle Louise Carmiki. Jessica Day Chalmers. Naomi May Cousins-Short. Tilly Rose Crawford-Miller. Callum John Eden. Timothy Hugh Gauntry. Joshua Jordan Griffiths. Hannah Harkness. Jonathan Peter Horner-Hack. Jack William Johnston. Shannon Courtney Jones. Amy Victoria Ann Kelly. Karina J. Kamath. Louisa Rose Lilly. Mary Jane Patricia Linton. Rachel Sarah Lotz. Isabel Rose Mitchell Cleary. Eric Morgan. Sezai Jedediah Nuwawenka. Sophie Lauren Parsons. Madeline Alexandra Pilkington. Lise April Amelia Richardson. Martina Alexandra Rosman. Thomas Maxwell Ryan. Joanna Stronach. Bethany Wendy Alice Theobald Morgan. Archie Michael Thompson. Phoebe Rose Trent. Bethany Francis Wakeham. Ellis Luke Wells. Olivia Maria Wilson. Hesna Yasiligadia.
Chancellor, I present the following candidates for the award of Bachelor of Arts with Honours in History of Art and Design. Ella Octavia Cooper. Lucy Breyer, Maria Goodson. Gabrielle Louise Olshansky. Rachel Catherine Williams.
Chancellor, I present the following candidates for the awards of Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Photography. Rio Alexandria Ball. Karen Daniela Bellaroso. David Joseph Bone. Emily Rose Booth. Laura Beth Carter. Ashley Jo Cockerell. Emma Jordan Errington. Olivia May Foster. Andrea Michelle Fox. Juliet Hood. Anna Francesca Johnson. May Larkin. Felicity Sarah Jane McMahon. Amy Isabel Moxley. Tilly Annabelle Pearson. Megan Louise Power. Emily Victoria Pratt. Jake Ascoff Preston. Isabel Richardson. Mariana Gonçalves Sabio. Vanda Sersakova.
Chancellor, I present the following candidate for the award of Bachelor of Arts in Textile Design for Fashion and Interiors, Tyra Gabriela Numsado Moyo. Chancellor, I present the following candidates for the award of Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Textile Design for Fashion and Interiors. Rebecca Emily Adams. Anna Louise Maring Beck. Henrietta Elizabeth Bowers. Millie Ellen Clake. Tia Rose Clark. Jennifer Judith Craven. Lily Way Grace Crossley. Sarah Daniels. Philippa Darcy Davis. Fern Maud Taylor Dedman. Victoria Louise Dennis. Katie Lauren Aranji. Stephanie Frayling. Sian Karen Fay Hardy. Molly Henderson. Kate Elizabeth Hibbard. Lydia Ann House. Lucy Ireland. Phoebe Sarah Elspeth Kenny. Molly Ann Kirkham. Lucy Alexandra Cramer. Christina Hannah Mains. Lauren Katie McAleer. Mary Beatrice Mortimer. Georgia Thea Oldfield. Aggie Azut. Naomi Sean Powell. Emma Quigley. Ella Shani Reynolds. Imogen Melissa Rhodes Davis. Susanna Elizabeth Sharman Haynes. Louise Ellen Threadgold. Joanne Kimberly Wilcox. Emma Charlotte Wills.
Chancellor, I present the following candidates for the award of Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Three-Dimensional Design, Idea, Material, Object. Lu Yao Chen. Eleanor Teresa O'Shea.
Chancellor, I present the following candidate for the award of Master of Arts in Curatorial Practice, Arcontia Mexi.
Chancellor, I present the following candidate for the award of Master of Arts in Design Ceramics, Josie Louise Llewellyn.
Chancellor, I present the following candidates for the award of Master of Arts in Design, Fashion and Textiles. Pascal Dillier. Stephen Robert Hughes. Daphne Elizabeth Roach. Emma Trussler.
Chancellor, I present the following candidate for the award of Master of Fine Art, Sheila Brain.
Chancellor, I present the following candidate for the award of Master of Arts in Visual Communication, Manon Alexandra Dumel.
Chancellor, I present the following candidate for the award of Doctor of Philosophy for her work entitled Demanding Time, Artists' Still Motion Films Exploring Locations and Environments, Roxanne Jackson. Chancellor, I present the following candidate for the award of Doctor of Philosophy for her work entitled Applying Studio Ceramic Practice to Constructions of Meaning in Relation to the Banal Mug, Utilising the Shepton Collection as a Creative Tool. Catherine Mary Wilson.
Chancellor, in addition to those candidates presented to you, I commend to you the other candidates listed here, but in absentia, for conferment of their various awards.
By virtue of the authority of my office as Chancellor of Bath Spa University, I confer the awards on these candidates here present and those in absentia. And now, to the relief of everybody, you can use your hats as fans and throw them in the air. Take them off. Take them off. Up there. Vice-chancellor, governors, distinguished guests, colleagues, graduates, and their families. Welcome, their families. Thank you for coming. Thank you for all the effort you've put in keeping your students, your children, into the job, paying for it sometimes, making sure they get there, making sure they get up, making sure they got here today, for coming and supporting them. Bless you. It's a great day for you, great day. I don't know if you think of it as a start of something new or whether you think it's the end of something. Of course, every end, as Eliot would say, is a beginning. And today, I'm proud that I'm hosting this ceremony, which marks the triumph of your succeeding in what you set out to do, and what more can we do? Every morning I get up and I think, let me try and succeed in at least what I set out to do today. And I think when we go to bed and find we have, it's one of the greatest reliefs. I was really sorry not to be here to see either the fashion show or your graduation show. I was abroad in America doing a rather good play. I hear it was very good. I hear you have a modicum of talent between you. Congratulations for that. We need talent in whichever field you're going to. Some of you maybe found yourself a bit stretched getting your degree. Some of you may have coasted through it without particular effort. Well, whatever the way it was you did it, it will be a reflection on your attitude to life and will sum up in some way how you will continue your journey and how you will deal with the myriad opportunities and problems that life will throw up at you. Because have no doubt, we set our own standards. And being prepared or not, we make our own luck. It's a curious and rather difficult time to be leaving university, for those of you who are, and not going on to do more study. I mean, the reverberations of the 2008 crash are still being felt, and as are some of the problems which led up to it. The good times which I experienced growing up in the 1950s and which kept going until the beginnings of this last century, I'm afraid are over. We're having to get used to falling production, falling standards of living, shrinking budgets in local governments, and arts funding, in education, and maybe even with the mania for internet communications, getting used to a general falling in the standards of real debate. And yet, historically, it's in these times of turmoil and questioning, when society, when they question their structure and their values, that the arts tend to come into their own. As artists, we sometimes at our best work at a level of consciousness and creativity which maybe has a chance of reminding our society of the true state of things and bring us together by reminding us of our shared humanity. All artists, whether they're ceramists? What do people do ceramics do? What are they called? Ceramicists, thank you. Whether they're ceramicists or textile people or painters or whatever, we're all storytellers. I was up at Zion hall this morning, and although there wasn't much of your work there because it's all been stripped down, there was one or two things, and I looked at them and I was actually very, very taken by them. And I thought, you know, the visual arts, you're telling stories as well through the art. And when a society is losing its way, it's those of us who search into their creative consciousness to tell stories who can help put it back on track. I mean, for God's sake, we can't rely on politicians. We've got to help. It's no coincidence that in the repressed society in Czechoslovakia, where I was filming before the wall came down under the communist regime, the underground art and theatre produced the political thrust, which eventually erupted into the overflow of that repressive political system and elevated one of their greatest writers, Václav Havel, to the presidency. But governments through the ages are frightened of arts. They've always sought in times when budgets are tight to cut funding to the arts in the belief that they represent no more than the icing on the Christmas cake of life. But they're wrong. The arts are the brandy that infuses and richens the texture of the cake, the liquor that brings out the flavors and preserves the other ingredients. In education, the arts bring creativity, invention, and imagination into what otherwise might be a dry and uninteresting subject. As children, we instinctively learn through painting and play. And I believe if we can preserve that quality of wonder and imagination into our adult lives, we can be more productive, more inventive, and more empathetic in whatever field we find ourselves. Here in England, we have a history and a reputation in the arts that's second to none. Our effects factories are used by filmmakers from around the world. Our galleries, I can't read my writing. Exhibitions, quite a difficult word in the first place, even if it was printed clearly. Our galleries, our exhibitions and fashion are a huge attraction for foreign visitors. But as we struggle for educational funding, so the arts struggle. Few of you will land highly paid and regular work in the wink of an eye, but I suspect that very few of you are entering or working in this field to enrich more than your souls. And whatever happens in Europe, I suspect we're in for a continued recession, certainly for a time. But though we might become poorer, deep in my heart I know that money and wealth are not what truly make a society. What makes a society is how much each individual cares, truly cares, about what he's doing rather than what he's earning. Work must be more than scripts in remote call centers, more than tweeting or sharing online profiles. It's about looking into the face of your fellow man and listening to understand what the true nature of the communication between you can be. I mean, the World Wide Web, it brings us many advantages, but it also offers us many pitfalls. Like all things, it contains both God and the devil. At present, the web seems to be stifling true and deep debate and creating an atmosphere where in some unenlightened educational establishments, the choice of speakers is being censored and safe rooms established to protect those apparently unable to deal with views that offend them. I pray to God that fate never descends on Bath Spa, and that the students who pass through will be robust enough to experiment with ideas and viewpoints in the knowledge that a fixed position is a weak position. For when the earthquake comes, the fixed wall will shatter. Now, the arts should challenge our perceived view of life and make us reevaluate how we lead our lives. Last week, I visited Greenside Primary School in Shepherd's Bush, which is a little primary school, and it was a problem school. Government wanted to close it 3 years ago, but it was taken over by an extraordinary woman called Karen Bastick-Stiles. She took over the school with the help of the Elliott Foundation and with their own created experiential learning model, learning English and maths through their STEM projects using painting, dance, film and drama as a conduit to harness the natural enthusiasm of children to want to learn. With, I believe, the average national exam results stand at the moment at around 63–65%. Well, this year, the Greenside Primary School, the third year Karen's been there, they were judged at 90% using this method. So the arts, creativity is essential in many, many aspects of life. You know this. And I hope those of you who go into education, taking your art with you, will find inspired places. Because meeting her fellow teachers, I realized how inspirational teachers attract other similar inspirational people around them. Meeting the pupils, I realized the power of the arts in the field of education. And if such talents and clear tangential thinking from within, it is such talents and clear tangential thinking from within that could change our educational system for the better. And if the children we educate today, they're the ones who will create tomorrow's society. And I earnestly hope they will do something to improve the one in which we live today. And of course, that's also your responsibility, because you're not children anymore, but get out there and get the place a bit better. Can you help? We need help. I hope that what you've learned here at Bath Spa will have inspired you to go on in life and to be an inspiration to others. I hope it's given you the perspective to be able to make a difference and to want to improve the world within which you find yourself. Because whatever field you choose to spend in life, you have the ability to make the world a better place. And this doesn't have to be a massive task. It's the little moments of kindness, politeness, of true empathy for the other people's problems that provide the glue which holds our society together. Easy to do. Try to ignore the incessant chatter of life, the texts, the tweets, the adverts, the combined roar of the inessential, and try to listen quietly to yourself and to others. That's where the jewel of your art lies, in quiet and silence and in thinking. And do the best for your family, your friends, and those who need your support. Then, whatever is going on outside in this chattering world, you have a chance to be part of a life that may be judged as truly worth living, because the stakes are high. Christopher Loeb wrote a poem, short poem, and he said, Apollinaire was actually writing this poem or talking to Picasso, but forget that. Apollinaire said, come to the edge. It's too high. Come to the edge. We might fall. Come to the edge. So they came, and he pushed them, and they flew. Good luck.
Chancellor, thank you. And I want to invite Jack Capstick, who has just graduated with a BA in Fashion Design to deliver the student valediction.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Jack Capsick, a fashion design student, although, like all of you here today, we are all now graduates, a slightly terrifying thought. However, it brings me great honour to be delivering the valedictorian on behalf of all the art and design graduates here today. When I was asked to give the student speech at graduation, I'll be totally honest, I was completely up to my eyeballs, sorting my fashion collection to showcase at London Graduate Fashion Week, and just said yes to get my wonderful course leader out of the room. But in all seriousness, thank you to the staff for giving me this opportunity. I feel very privileged. When I sat down to start writing this speech, my first problem was where to start. As those of you know, on other courses, a fashion student's home is number 4 the circus, and I literally mean home. Giving back the front door key a few weeks ago was an emotional experience for us all in the fashion family. We have worked in our own atelier for 3 years, and it is easy to forget how lucky we have been to have that experience. I'm sure no matter which course we graduate from, we all have emotional connections to our 3 years at Bath Spa and to the School of Art and Design. I remember our first day in the fashion department at number 4 the circus, and I'm sure all of you had a very similar first day icebreaker. We had to give a presentation about ourselves and who we were as creatives. Everyone was absolutely terrified to be presenting to a room full of strangers. I decided to play the famous 1989 milk advert, Accrington Stanley, who were they? But sadly, that went down like a lead balloon, as 90% of the room had no idea what I was wittering on about. Incredibly though, that room full of strangers became our family away from home, with friendships made that I'm sure will be cherished for a lifetime. That was the beginning of the journey, but who we were then is definitely not who we are now. We have grown personally and professionally, perfectly able to stand on our own 2 feet and tackle whatever comes our way in the future. Our journeys throughout this time at university have been incredible. I could stand here for hours recounting the tales from number 4 the circus, 8 AM starts to 10 PM finishes, despairing that the machine that just wouldn't work, and generally going to the treat box that would get us through most of the days. It is fair to say that a creative is never satisfied with their work, and we all work so tirelessly in our craft. I just wanted to say today that I hope every one of you continues to challenge ideas and think creatively. I've been asked time and time again, is fashion design a real degree, and will that get me a job? Well, all I can say is that we have all studied wonderful, real, creative degrees, and that we must now take our talent to prove the importance of arts, to bring a little bit more joy to the world we live in. Because I know that there is an enormous amount of talent in this room, and we can and must make a change. At this point, it goes without saying that we would like to thank all of our families and friends for their continued support, enabling us to flourish at university, emotionally and financially supporting us through our studies. We definitely couldn't have done it without you. But also a huge thank you to our tutors. They have given above and beyond their role to help us, often in their own time. They have challenged and encouraged us to push ideas. They understand us as individuals, tailoring the learning to how it best suits us as an individual so that we can push the boundaries of our personal creativity, as well as whom we are and what we can become. It is sometimes worrying to know that tutors can read you like a book, but that personal connection, the care and nurture, as well as the high-quality teaching, is what makes studying in the School of Art and Design at Bath Spa so special. At this point, I would like to congratulate each and every one of my fellow graduates here today for all the hard work and all of the late nights. We made it. We should all be very proud, and I hope you'll agree that it was all worth it. I'm going to leave you with a quote from a very inspirational Professor Basil Cardasis, who I met on the course earlier this year. Take from it yourselves what you think it means to you. There is nothing new under the sun except the things that you have forgotten. Thanks, Bath Spa.
Thank you, Jack. you must give me the name of your tailor. The only way to follow that, ladies and gentlemen, is to declare this ceremony closed.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please stand for the academic procession?